you said that it is clearly a contradiction, and I think Council asked you to explain. Am I correct, Council?
Yes, indeed, that was the question.
Well, the contradiction amounts to a criminal offense. In one voice, he says they were traveling in one direction. In the same voice, he says they were traveling the other direction.
Yes.
That is from the Free State to KZN, or from KZN to the Free State.
Perhaps it will be helpful if you read the first paragraph of the summary of events at paragraph 239 of that letter. Do you have it?
I do have it.
Read that paragraph.
On Monday, the 15th of September 2008, Director Boysen, the provincial commander, contacted Inspector Mostert and informed Inspector Mostert that he had information pertaining to the suspects that had organized the hit on Superintendent Colmo. He was hiding in Virginia in the Orange Free State and was en route to Pietermaritzburg to collect some cash in Pietermaritzburg. During this time, the informer remained in contact with Director Boysen, who continued to relay the information over to the investigation team.
Now read A1, page 170.
Now,
and then draw our attention to the contradiction that you referred to.
Paragraph 31 deals with paragraph 28. Demande and Dembe were arrested and questioned. They were subsequently released. On 16 September 2008, information was received which necessitated Demande and Dembe to be questioned again. Information was also received that the two individuals were in the process of fleeing the province of KwaZulu-Natal and making their way to the Free State. On the busy N3 freeway between Pietermaritzburg and Marievale, an attempt was made to apprehend them. The police vehicles, employing their sirens and appropriate flashing lights, attempted to stop them. They resisted and shot at the police. The police returned fire and they were killed. 2 handguns and a Luger assault rifle and an AK-47 rifle were recovered by the police.
Yes, the point there, I think what my sister is drawing Council's attention to is that in the paragraph, the summary of events, a statement is made that these people or somebody, this person was hiding in Virginia in the Orange Free State.
That is correct.
And was en route to Pietermaritzburg to collect money. In paragraph 31 of his answering affidavit, an allegation is made that he was in the process of fleeing the province of KwaZulu-Natal. He was in the process of fleeing the province of KwaZulu-Natal and making their way to the Free State. They are no longer hiding.
That is correct.
I think that is the point of contradiction that my sister is drawing your attention to.
That is correct, Chief.
So you confirm that
I confirm
there
that
is some inconsistency.
There is a definite inconsistency.
By one and the same person.
By the one and the same person.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We've now identified the 2 inconsistencies from the monetary awards and the affidavit.
The affidavit, that is correct.
I don't know which one is false, which one is true. But there is one other inconsistency around what they say they found. Now, in the letter, which is the same page we're looking at, the same paragraph you were reading, the letter itself, if you turn the page, the last sentence, which starts with the following firearms were found. Do you see that? In the first paragraph, the last sentence of the first paragraph.
No, I'm not there, Council.
All right. Well, perhaps just use the bundle for file 1, go to page 31. That might be easier.
I'm there, Council.
Now, in the last sentence, which starts with the following firearms were found, in the first paragraph, the last sentence.
Oh, yes, I'm there.
Okay, just read that.
The following firearms were found in the vehicle: one AK-47 rifle with a loaded magazine, one Ruger Mini 14 automatic rifle, and 2 magazines, as well as 2 9mm Norinco pistols, both with loaded magazines.
Yes, so what you would expect then is an AK-47, a Ruger Mini 14, 2 magazines, and 2 9mm Norinco pistols. Correct?
That is correct.
Now, if you look at the affidavit, he says 2 handguns, a Luger assault rifle, and an AK assault rifle were recovered by the police. We no longer know what happened to the magazines, the 2 magazines.
That is correct, Chief.
Yes. Now this is the part and parcel of the issues around the affidavit he gives, which is inconsistent with the letter that he supported at the very least.
That is correct.
Yes. Now, either he lied in the letter or lied in the affidavit, but there are consequences on either.
That is correct, Chief.
Yes. Now, I wanted to just finalize this section of Mr. Ndimande and Tembe. If you turn over the page 1A 171.
Add paragraph.
Yes. Add paragraph 29, paragraph 32.
Oh, yes, I'm there.
Yes. Where he says, I have already, which is the third line, second sentence.
Escapes me, unless it is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to color the information, whether true or not, placed before this court.
Yes. Now, the one thing that struck me about this is that his letter never identifies the new information. Remember that these are people that had been detained and released because there was nothing to link them to the crime.
That is correct.
And did you ever find out what new information is he talking about?
No, we couldn't find out any new information
Yes.
that could have led to the change of heart.
But I mean, assuming he had new information that linked them, what would be an appropriate thing to do? You know, would it just be to execute them on a road?
The appropriate thing would be to bring the information to the attention of the prosecutors and the courts for a correct finding to be made, not to take the law into their own hands as they did.
Yes. Now, we've dealt with Ndimande and Tembe and what he says about them. You remember that the affidavit already covered so many dead bodies.
That is correct.
At paragraph 33, he then attempts to deal with the case of Mr. Lindelani Buthelezi.
That is correct, Chair.
And what does he say there?
I've already said there was no list in existence. On 3 September 2008, an attempt was made to arrest Buthelezi. He resisted arrest and attempted to shoot at members of the South African Police Service who returned fire in self-defense. Buthelezi was killed in that exchange of fire. His firearm, a CZ 7.65 automatic, was recovered at the scene. Whether or not Buthelezi was a prominent member of the Applicants Association is unknown to me. I accordingly deny the allegations contained in paragraphs 30 and 31 to the extent that theirs are at odds with what I say here. The affidavit put up from Sokulu is hearsay and must be struck out. It was not obtained or put up for the purpose of this application, and she has not confirmed those facts for the purpose of this application. In any event, I deny the allegations contained in that affidavit to the extent that they are at odds with what I say herein. Buthelezi was killed whilst he resisted arrest and shot at the police.
Yes. Now, here he is again testifying about the circumstances of the killing of Mr. Lindelani Buthelezi.
That is correct.
And I would like you to just go through, I think it's GSM 12 at 1A204. We know that Mr. Boysen has now given a version of the police that this man shot at the police, not attempted, but shot at them.
That is correct.
Attempted to shoot at the police, but I don't know what that means. It says returned fire in self-defense. So it's either you shoot or you attempt to shoot, but there's no fire to be returned unless the fire has been shot.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Can we go to page 1A204?
I'm there, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, these are the. What are these photographs? Let me ask you.
Could you repeat the last part?
What are they? What are these photographs?
Oh.
They go up until. They go on and on. Up until 217.
They go until
Page
18217
Yes.
4025.
Yes.
Chairperson, these are photos of a scene.
You can go to your own paragraph 94 of your statement. Yes, starting at paragraph 85. Yes.
I am there, Chair.
So you've dealt with that particular incident, and I want you to contrast it with what Mr. Boysen says, where he says he knows for a fact that this man attempted to shoot and he was shot in retaliation.
The assertion of General Boysen that there was any shooting in retaliation is in fact incorrect.
Yes.
It's false.
But what happened? Just explain that to the panel.
What happens on this scene is that the deceased is found in the house, asleep.
Which paragraph is he referring to in his affidavit?
From 85 to 93 of his statement. On 3 September, yes, to 93 of his statement. That's what the narrative is. Could you explain what happened? Now, it's in the context where General Boysen signs under oath that this man attempted to shoot and then my man executed you in retaliation.
Just to to follow what happened, if I can take it from paragraph 87. The police came to the house during the early hours of the morning, broke open the door. They found the deceased in the bedroom with his girlfriend, Thandeka Sokhulu. According to Thandeka, as the police entered the bedroom, the deceased raised his hands in the air as a sign of surrender. He was not armed. The police took the deceased into another room. Thandeka alleged that he was assaulted with open hands and kicked. Thandeka alleges that she was assaulted with open hands and kicked, and they covered her head with a blanket. She then heard gunshots from the room where the deceased was taken. The police had the deceased under their control from the moment police entered the bedroom, and the deceased raised his hands in surrender. The allegations that the deceased posed a threat to the police is improbable. The deceased was shot in the head and in the chest. A firearm was placed next to the body on the floor. I attached here to the statement of Thandeka Sokhulu, which is marked GSM 11.
Now, GSM 11, I think, comes after those photos. No, sorry, I think before the photos.
Before, yes.
Now, yes, I would like you to just take us through that statement, because this is the only eyewitness available. You'll find it at 1A 202.
That is correct, Chair. It is a statement of Thandeka Sokhulu, of KwaMaphumulo near Shalagahle Primary School. It states in English, 1, I'm an adult female with the above mentioned particulars, and I'm a witness in this case. Paragraph 2.
Sorry, this is the one now marked GSM 11.
That is-
GSM 11.
GSM 11.
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you.
Yes. I suppose you could start by reading everything that's there, which is starting with Kwadukuza case 3909-2000.
Chairperson, it's Kwadukuza case 39/9/2008. It is a statement of Thandeka Sokhulu. There is a date which is covered by the marking of KwaXhwabe, KwaMaphumulo,
Mvoti.
or Mvoti near Shalagahle Primary School. Unemployed. The telephone number is given. State under oath in English. Paragraph 1. I'm the adult female with the above mentioned particulars, and I'm a witness in this case. Paragraph 2. I would like to state that I was with my boyfriend and my children sleeping at my boyfriend's room. My boyfriend's name is Lindelani Buthelezi, who is a taxi owner. While sleeping last night on 2008, '09, the date is missing. People knocked at where we slept. I did not understand what they said, as they spoke in English. Lindelani woke up, switched the lights on, and put on his trouser. Whilst Lindelani was busy dressing up, people came in. It was a group of black and white men. One of the white men spoke to him, and I saw him lifting up both his hands. Two white males pushed him out of the room where we were sleeping to the other room, in the same house where we were. One of the white men put a blanket all over me, covering me with it. After some minutes, I heard gunshots. I cannot really say how many, but it was more than one gunshot. After the gunshot, one of the white males assaulted me with two hard open hands, and I fell down because of the force. And when I was on the ground, on the floor, he kicked me with boots at my back. I would like to state that Lindelani did not have any weapon with him when he was with me, and by the time he was taken by the police. He just woke up from the mattress. I know and understand the contents of this statement. I have no objection in taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath binding on my conscience. Deponent's signature, it is signed by Thandeka Sokulu. I certify that the deponent has acknowledged that she knows and understands the contents of this statement, which was shown to before me, and her signature was placed thereon in my presence on the 3rd of September 2008 at 0200. It is commissioned by N. Gibson, Ntombi Gibson of 22 Ghana Street, 3rd floor, Marine, Devon, who is a senior investigating officer in the portion is card, but it appears to be in KZN.
Yes. So in the photos that come immediately after that, there are just 3 that I would like your comment on. So the first one is at 1A 211, photograph 15.
I am there.
Yes. Whose photograph is that?
It's a photograph of the deceased Lindelani Mtelis.
Yes. Now, that seems that he is injured literally at the back of the head.
That is correct.
Yes. And that seems to be the place where the bullet entered.
That is correct, Chief.
Now, how is that reconcilable with the notion that he attempted to shoot the police and then he was shot in retaliation?
Completely not reconcilable with that version at all.
Yes. And then,
Advocate Ngcukaitobi, it's lunchtime, and to all council, we had anticipated that we'll have lunch for an hour, but remember we'll adjourn at 3 o'clock. We are thinking that you can have a late lunch at, say, 2:45. We can adjourn for 15 minutes and stretch our legs. I don't know what you prefer. Would you like to have your lunch now? 45 minutes, and we reconvene and we sit for the last few, the remaining time.
it looks like everyone who's speaking says lunch now.
Would you like to have, I see the lady at the corner in front of me. I think maybe we should, in fairness to everybody, I think we can adjourn for lunch for 45 minutes. It's going to take us to 2:15.
Yes.
It is now 1:30, so we can have lunch for the next 45 minutes. We will then reconvene and proceed until about 2:10 to 3.
Thank you.
And we'll adjourn around that time. I hope that I didn't interrupt your questioning. If you can just maybe flag it there,
Yes.
then we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We'll adjourn for lunch. Remember, you are still under oath, Advocate Maema.
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Advocate Hale. Good afternoon, Advocate Maema.
Good afternoon, Chairperson.
Advocate Chauke, good afternoon. You are still under oath, Counsel.
That is correct,
You
Chairperson.
may proceed, Advocate Bedford.
Thank you, Chair. Advocate Maema, we had finished looking at the photograph number 15 at 1A211, and we looked at the bullet wounds lodged at the head, back end of the head.
That is
of
correct.
The deceased, Mr. Lindelani Butelis.
That is correct.
And I said there were two more photographs of a similar hue. Next one is photograph 16, which is 1A212.
That is correct.
Now, that is, what can we see there?
It is a bullet entrance wound on the left shoulder of the deceased.
But we see the deceased back,
That is correct.
yes, and then we see that he is also shot at the back, not only in the head, but also on the, I think it's the right shoulder blade.
That is correct.
Yes. And then there is also, in that same page, photograph 17, that shows a different location of a bullet wound, 1A212,
That is correct.
which is around the rib cage on the back of it,
That is correct.
on the right side of the body.
Yes. Yes.
Now, when you compare photograph 15, photograph 16, and photograph 17, what conclusions can you draw from that in relation to the version of Major General Boysen that this is a person who was shooting at the police?
You can see that this is a person who had his back facing the Cator police who fired shots at him. So he was shot at from the back.
Yes. Now, we discussed earlier about the nature of the investigations that the ICD or the IPID would conduct in cases like this.
That is correct.
Now, in the docket on this case, which is Kwatuguza 39/09/2008, there is a copy of the ICD report. It is at page KD 0019. I'm not sure if they gave it to you.
A statement of?
Well, it's a report by the ICD. It's not a statement of anyone.
Oh. I have the statement.
What have you got? Just read the front and to show that it's the same document that everyone has.
At the top, Republic of South Africa Independent Complaints Directorate, Case Investigative Report, CCN 2008090103.
Yes. Now, there are just a few aspects of this report that I would like to draw your attention to. The first is the date of the incident. What is the date there?
The date is the 3rd of September 2008.
So is that the same date that Mr. Butelezi was shot and killed by the police?
That is correct.
Yes. And then what is the date of the report?
The report date is the 4th of September 2008.
And if you turn the page to KD 0020, the following page, and in the last section, the time required to complete the investigation, can you see that?
I can see that
What do they say there?
investigation is complete.
So it took them less than a day to complete the investigation.
That is correct.
Yes. And then when you turn the page, there is someone who signs as an acting provincial head. Do you know who that person is? I think it's Janen, or I don't know.
No, I do not know this person at all.
But what is the handwritten inscription there?
The inscription says acting provincial head.
No, the actual words on the lines.
Oh, closed, unsubstantiated.
What does that mean?
It means the investigation is closed. They could not they could not find head and tail as to what caused the death of the deceased. That is what I understand substantiated means.
Yes. And if you then go to the middle page, the one we looked at, to find the reasons why they say they close the report, they close the investigation as being unsubstantiated. Under section 4, they explain what information they were working on. Summaries of statements obtained during this phase of investigation. Can you see that?
I can see that.
Now, who did they investigate? Who did they interview according to that statement?
They interviewed the suspect.
Yes. And who else?
And the branch commander of Kwadukuza police station, as well as the investigating officer.
Yes. Now, there is a thing there that says the only witness did not witness the actual shooting. Can you see that?
I can see that.
Yes. Now, that's what I need your comment on. What we know in this case from what we read before lunch is that the wife of Mr. Butelis was in the house at the time. She was woken up and then covered with a blanket. And then at the same time, she had several shots. When the blanket was removed, her husband lay dead. Now, you have a report that says the only witness did not witness the actual shooting. I mean, what does that tell you?
It is actually abhorring to see a report of this nature when there was somebody in the company of the deceased shortly before the deceased was killed.
Yes. But what does it show about IPID?
Well,
I mean, are they just incompetent or are they deliberately covering up for the police?
I would believe the latter, that they are deliberately covering up for the police.
Yes.
It is not difficult to ascertain what could have happened there. So to write a report of this nature is completely, it's a complete cover-up.
Yes. Because, I mean, they also, the statement that you read earlier says, I know that my husband was not carrying a gun.
That is correct.
Yes. But then when the blanket is taken off, I see that he's dead, covered in blood.
That is correct.
Yes. Now, is this the type of report you would generally get from IPID? Or is this more of an exception?
This is more of an exception. You would not ordinarily get a report of this nature.
Yes. And it also doesn't appear that they analyzed even the photos on the scene.
That is correct, Chair.
And they don't appear to have conducted any ballistics.
At all. Nothing.
They also don't appear to have asked for a doctor to examine the wounds and the position from which they took place.
That is correct.
Yes. So, so if this is the end of the matter, because they closed the investigation after one day, I mean, what would that say about IPID?
Yeah, it says it really leaves a lot to be desired. Take into account that somebody has lost his life at the scene. It is as if it is just a shooting incident without loss of life. It is. It says it It's just a what do you call it? An exemplary of a cover-up by ICD.
Yes.
Maybe before you proceed, Advocate,
Yes.
just one question. Will you please turn over to KD 0021? 0021? Yes. The very volume. This was. I think
Chairperson, I do not have 00.
0021.
Would it
Okay,
be?
take that very document that you have, the one that, you have been referred to, the third page. The third page of that document.
There's 3 pages, yes.
Is it 3 pages, or have I been looking at the wrong document? I don't think so. Yeah, it's 3 pages.
That is correct.
Yes. And the third page on top, you see KD 0021. That's those small letters.
I can see that,
Yes.
Chairperson.
Now, on that page, there's a date that appears under the signature. And it appears as the 30th day of March 2009.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Now, what does that date signify? I see the report. The incident is the 3rd of September. The report is of the 4th day of September, the very following day. But then the signature on the report is the 30th day of March 2009. Do you see that?
I can see that, but I do not understand.
What do you understand?
I do not understand why there would be a date of the 30th of September, 30th of March 2009.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you proceed, should we read what is at section 4? The only witness did not witness the actual shooting, as to mean that during this incident, there was only one person who could possibly be the eyewitness or the witness, but he or she did not witness the actual shooting. So, meaning it leaves us in a dark that we do not know who shot at Mr. Lindelani Buthelezi, because from the statement, is it Ms. Sokulu? It was just herself and Buthelezi and the children, and the police barged in. But if we were told in the final report that the only witness did not witness the actual shooting, meaning it was just one witness who did not witness the actual shooting, so we don't know who shot at Mr. Buthelezi.
That is correct, Chair. That is what it means. It's actually nonsensical, as I say.
That is very bizarre.
Very bizarre.
Yes. Well, I think it's actually, it's more bizarre because if you look under the section just above section 4, date and location, they talk about type of investigative activity and information obtained. Can you see that?
I can see that, Chair.
What appears below that?
Preliminary investigations was conducted. The shootist and witnesses were interviewed. PM was attended, and copies of the docket were obtained.
So when it says the shootist was interviewed, what does that mean?
It should mean that the person who fired the shot at the deceased would have been interviewed.
Yes, wouldn't it then be, as Advocate Baloimere says,
Yes.
bizarre that they come to that conclusion, and then after having said, we don't know who shot because the witness who was there couldn't identify the person who shot, but they themselves say they interviewed the shooter.
Yes.
And then they say thereafter this case is unsubstantiated.
Yeah, it just shows their cover-up.
May I just come in here? If you look at section 1, it identifies Inspector Mostert as the person who shot the deceased. Section 1, the second line from the bottom of that section, do you see it? He was then shot by Inspector Mostert and he died at the scene.
That is correct. I can see that.
Thanks.
And then more bizarrely, they then say the suspect is Lindelani Butelis.
Well, they could. It doesn't make sense unless if you say. No. It doesn't make sense. Lindelani Butelis cannot be the suspect.
Yes, because the allegation is death as a result of police action.
Yes.
The person who is dead as a result of police action is Mr. Butelis. The suspect is Mr. Mostert.
That is correct.
So could it be that it's it's Inspector Mostert who says he did not witness the shooting? Because he is the witness and he is now named as the person who shot. And so, I mean, we know from the reading of this that it's Inspector Mostert who should be interviewed because he's the one who shot at the person. But we are told then at 4 that the only witness did not witness the actual shooting.
That's the bizarreness of the entire thing. That the person who witnessed or who fired the shots did not witness. It doesn't just make sense.
Yes. I mean, could this explain why these matters like this, the death of Mr. Butelis, are not investigated properly, and where they are investigated, there are signs of a cover-up, and then that is why it took 4 years for this matter to actually be looked at properly by yourselves.
That is correct.
It's because you've got organizations like IPID that are just not doing their job.
That they are not carrying out their constitutional mandate.
Yes. And then in
Who
addition...
signed,
Yes, sorry, Madam
after
Chair.
you, thank you.
No, Madam Chair, I'm happy to come after you.
Who signed this report? Acting Provincial Head, SJ? Who is that?
It looks like SJA Nene.
Who is he?
The name is not known to me.
Madam Chair, I'm told that after that page, there is also 22, which has not been copied. But and that one has signatures. We've just put it on the screen. Which actually is worse than the previous page. Because here it says the SAP members acted accordingly. And it's signed by Ms. P. Dlamini, who is the senior investigator. Do you confirm that, Mr. Advocate Maema?
I confirm that.
This document at KD 0022 is a continuation of KD 0019.
Yes, Madam Chair.
I beg your pardon?
Indeed, Madam
I
Chair.
was asking.
Oh, the witness.
No. I had not put on my microphone.
Oh, okay.
This document that you've just referred to, signed by Ms. P. Dlamini, Senior Investigator at KD 0022, is a continuation of KD 0019.
That is correct, Chairperson, because this one ends at section 6. and this one then continues at section 7.
Why would you have two people signing one document? One is the senior investigator, and the other one is the acting provincial head, SJ Nene, ICD, I suppose. Why is Ms. Dlamini signing there under section 7?
Chairperson, our understanding was, if one look at the first page, the reporting staff member is P. Dlamini. So it's the same person that then signs the report that she compiled on this page.
Reporting to who?
Is reporting to her seniors at the Independence Complaints Directorate.
The provincial head, SJ Nene.
That is correct, Chair.
At KD 0022, she makes a recommendation. Is it her? Or writes comments there. I see there's somebody else there, supervisor,
It's a
Forster.
yes, it's a recommendation endorsed by C.S. Foster. Recommended that the file be closed as unsubstantiated.
And there's another one, there's a further comment by head of component. Do you know who that is?
No, Chairperson, I do not know who it is.
What is written there, handwriting, in red?
The first two letters I cannot see for closing. No evidence to dispute.
Shooting justified.
Police version. Shooting justified. And then it's signed by the head of the company. In the same color pen as
Could it be file for closing, no evidence
oh,
to,
yeah.
to refute police version? Shooting justified. Yes. Something to that effect?
That is correct.
And this is the head of component. What is head of component?
I do not know who the head of the component would be, Chair.
I suppose they are all under the auspices of the ICD.
Of the ICD, that is
Yes, thank you.
that is correct.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So back to your statement then, Advocate Maema. We have now covered 3 cases. We were covering now Kwatuguza, Mr. Butelezi. We had started with Mr. Ndimande and Mr. Tembe, which are from paragraph 95. So I'm not going to waste time and go through those. We looked at that in detail up until 112. So you can skip those paragraphs.
That is correct.
And then we can now focus on the next one, which is Nzameni Ntuli Kopolota and Mr. Nkosinathi Mthembu. Now, those are also some of the cases that are specifically referenced by Mr. Boysen in the answering affidavit, correct?
That is correct, Chair.
Yes. We can look precisely where at paragraph, page 1A, 172. Do you have 1A, 172?
I am there, Chairperson.
Yes. Now, under paragraph 34,
There is a response to add paragraph 32.
yes.
Information was received that implicated Ntuli and Mtembu in taxi violence-related incidents. On 18 September 2008, as a result of that information, members of the South African Police Service attempted to arrest Ntuli and Mtembu. The police were fired upon and had to return fire. As a result, both Ntuli and Mtembu were killed. Their firearms, a Z88 and CZ75, were recovered from the scene. I accordingly deny the allegations contained in paragraph 32 to the extent that it differs from what I say herein.
Yes. Now, again, Mr. General Boysen is saying he knows for a fact that the police were being attacked
That is correct.
and they retaliated with fire.
That is correct.
Now, by the 18th of September 2008, we know from the previous letter that 7 people had been killed in exactly identical circumstances.
That is correct.
An alleged attempt to arrest, a retaliation, and a shooting by the police.
That is correct.
Yes, and where firearms are miraculously recovered.
That is correct.
Yes.
Advocate Ngcukaitobi,
Yes.
we are moving quite slowly. It's now 10 to 3, and we'll have to adjourn
Yes.
again. I have to attend to that personal matter on medics.
Yes, I understand.
My appointment is 3:30, so I have to leave this venue as soon as possible.
I
May
understand.
we then pause here? Advocate Maema. We will proceed from here tomorrow, Advocate Ngcukaitobi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think we have the whole day tomorrow.
We have the whole day tomorrow,
No, I think we will make a lot of progress.
and we will have the whole day on Wednesday. On Thursday, we'll work until 1 o'clock for reasons that have been disclosed to you in chambers. Have to be in Johannesburg at 22:03. Yes. So let's try to move faster. Because when I look at this affidavit, we are still very far. Let's try to move faster and make more progress from tomorrow. I'm not pressurizing you, Advocate Ngcukaitobi.
No, I understand, Madam Chair. No, yes, we're doing a case-by-case analysis now. It should be fairly quick.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. You are still under oath, Council. We will adjourn now and reconvene tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We'll adjourn. Apologies for starting midday. Good afternoon. As you know, we had some business to do with regard to a pending application by Advocate Chauke's legal team. Apology for keeping you waiting, all of you, the media, the staff, and Advocate Chauke. I see Advocate Bato is not here. Our apologies to you, all of you, and Advocate Chauke. Advocate Ngcukaitobi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The panel will recall that on the 26th of January 2026, the evidence leaders applied for a postponement of the inquiry to certain dates. One of the reasons they gave for that application was what was described as challenges regarding witnesses. And one of those challenges related to a specific advocate, Advocate Moiponi Noko. And it was stated that Advocate Moiponi Noko is not willing or is no longer willing to be a witness called by the evidence leaders. Subsequent to that hearing, on the 27th of January 2026, being the Tuesday, Advocate Moipone Noko wrote an email which was copied to Advocate Chauke, in which she disputed the allegation that she was not willing or no longer willing to be a witness. I will not go into the detail of what she claims took place. Yesterday, the 29th of January 2026, Advocate Chauke brought an application before the panel in which he asks for certain relief, the most important one being that the panel should, in its discretion, call Advocate Noko to be a witness, failing which, give permission to Advocate Chauke to call Advocate Noko as a witness. That application was not opposed. The parties, namely the NPA, the evidence leaders, and Advocate Chauke, sought the direction of the panel in chambers. The panel enabled the parties to negotiate and agree a draft order to resolve the application brought by Advocate Chauke. That draft order is now ready, and copies have been circulated to the panel. I ask for leave to read the order into the record. Oh, I apologize, it has not been handed up. If it could please be circulated. Thank you. I ask for leave to read the order and to ask if the panel agrees to issue the said direction as a ruling of the panel.
Yes, you may read the draft order by consent into the record.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The draft order reads, 1. On Wednesday, 28 January 2026, Advocate Chauke brought an application seeking an order for the panel to call Advocate Noko to testify, alternatively for Advocate Chauke himself to call Advocate Noko. 2. The application is not opposed. 3. In line with the agreement of the parties, the inquiry directs as follows. 3.1. Advocate Noko shall be called by the chairperson of the inquiry as a witness of the inquiry. 3.2. Advocate Ngcukaitobi is designated to consult with, prepare a witness statement, and to lead the evidence of Advocate Noko. 3.3. Advocate Kowi shall ensure that Advocate Noko's witness statement is submitted to the inquiry and copied to Advocate Chauke's legal team at least 2 business days before the date of her testimony. 3.4. Dates for the hearing of the evidence of Advocate Noko will be communicated by the panel in due course. That is the end of the ruling. If I could ask my colleagues to confirm whether what I have read is in accordance with the agreement.
Thank you, Counsel. Advocate Mohlamunyane.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and your two sisters. As evidence leaders, we confirm what my learned colleague has read into the record and also confirm that this draft ruling can be made a ruling of this panel. Thank you.
I so move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Advocate Ngcukaitobi. The draft order by consent between the parties as read into the record, dated the 29th of January 2026, is made an order or ruling of this panel and/or inquiry. We so order.
As it pleases, Madam.
As it pleases the Chair.
Advocate Mohlamunyane. When we adjourned on Monday, we were made to understand that one of your witnesses, is that Advocate Riley or Officer Riley?
Indeed, this Advocate Riley
Advocate Riley is ready to testify. Is my understanding correct?
In fact, her statement was not yet obtained, and efforts were made, Madam Chair, to get in touch with Advocate Riley, who is the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions seated in Cape Town for the Western Cape. Unfortunately, she did not return calls made to her either by WhatsApp or telephone calls. As matters stand, she has not made contact to date.
It has become apparent since our discussions this morning in chambers that Advocate Noko is willing to testify as per the order and will be consulted with by Advocate Howe. Advocate Ngcukaitobi is Howe. I know in the Eastern Cape, your G is H, but although it is H, it's pronounced Howe. Howe.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir.
J is not K. It's
Yes. Advocate Howe, we are agreed that you will consult with Advocate Muiponi Noko, who I believe is in Tshwane. You have tomorrow and the weekend to communicate with her and take her statement. May we then hear from the evidence leader in chief, or the evidence leader, your chief leaders, whether it is feasible that you would have consulted by tomorrow and finalize the statement over the weekend, and also exchange the statement the latest by Monday. Is it possible, given the fact that we already have documents before us from Advocate Noko, which may be transposed into an affidavit. So the consultation shouldn't really take too long, I think. Or am I wrong?
Madam Chair, the evidence leaders will, to the best of their ability, make a concerted effort to consult with Advocate Noku from tomorrow so that she can be ready as soon as possible. But I need to mention this, that Advocate Kowe, as we speak, is Kowe, my apologies.
Madam Chair, it's not only people from the Eastern Cape.
Even the advocates from Limpopo.
As it turned out, it's a disease in the north as well.
Okay, it's Kowe.
She had been assigned to consult with Advocate Zeiss van Zyl, who was the lead prosecutor in the matter of Mdluli, which was in the High Court some years back. Now, she has made efforts to get in touch with Advocate Zeiss van Zyl, who says he's very old and requested that Advocate Kowe should fly down to the Eastern Cape to consult with him. He asked that the statement of Advocate Batohi be sent to him, so that he should be in a position to see and read what was said in that statement. Now, the statement has been, and I'm made to believe that it will be sent by post, by courier today, at the latest this afternoon, to him. And as soon as he receives the statement, he will get in touch with Advocate Kowe. And then they can make arrangements to meet sometime during the course of next week. I just wanted to alert the panel that there is this arrangement.
Yes, but I suppose you are now lining up your witnesses. You have many other witnesses, so this means that you may confer with your colleagues.
As it pleases the chair. Thank you for the indulgence, Madam Chair. I'm reminded, I'd actually forgotten, I'm reminded by my co-evidence leaders that we agreed that Advocate Mtsweni will now take over and consult with Advocate Zeiss van Zyl.
Yes, we shouldn't get into the nitty-gritties of what you people are going to do. What is important to us is to have the witnesses coming here to testify. How you go about in doing that, you have to ensure that witnesses are ready and statements have been exchanged, because you don't have control on how you arrange with witnesses and what is possible. What we know after our long discussion this morning and having read the papers filed of record is that Advocate Miponi Noko, who is in Pretoria now, is ready or will be available to be consulted with and is prepared to testify, which means if the 3 days remaining before Monday can be properly utilized, given the fact that everything is here now, almost, all that can be probably finalized by tomorrow, statement exchanged, and then as we postpone, I suppose, you are going to ask for that postponement. We will have to postpone to a specific date, which will probably be Monday, unless if you think otherwise.
Before they respond.
And my sister asked that before you respond, she'll ask something.
Good afternoon, Advocate. I want to remind you of a commitment that was made on Monday before you respond to whether you want a postponement or not. In my notes here, I know there was an exchange between Advocate Skosana SC and my sister, and my note says, Advocate Skosana SC still insists on a postponement to Monday, the 2nd of February, and if Advocate Batohi is not ready to take the witness stand, then the evidence leading team would be ready to proceed with another witness. The witness statement would be shared with the Chauke team by Friday, that is tomorrow. And this comes at the backdrop of Advocate Mhlamanyane having said, given the issue about Advocate Mlotshwa, and then you said, apart from Major General Boysen, there is Advocate Riley, who is ready to testify, Major General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who would be next, because he is a witness who will not take long. And you even said, in hindsight, I should have gone ahead and taken Major General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's statement. So the impression created was you wanted a postponement to Monday, but whatever happens on Monday, you will have a witness ready. And that was before Advocate Nuku wrote to us. So even before Advocate Nuku indicated her willingness to come and testify, there was already a commitment from the evidence leading team that by Monday, if Advocate Batohi's issue is not yet resolved and she cannot take the stands, there will be a witness ready to proceed. And unless if my understanding is wrong. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes, Madam Baloimere, your understanding was correct. The evidence leaders will make concerted efforts to see to it that they have a witness ready.
I beg your pardon? I thought the point made by my sister, when you look at our notes, there was an undertaking that by Friday, the statement of Advocate Riley will be exchanged with Advocate Chauke's team. So we're looking forward to the statement by tomorrow. So it means that which you had undertaken to do is not possible now.
It is not possible now, Madam Chair, that Advocate Riley's statement will be in tomorrow because of the challenges that she's not responding. She's not answering calls. She's not responding to WhatsApp messages.
The undertaking was made without having spoken to her.
Yes, indeed so.
What is now going to happen? She is on the list of witnesses, she's not answering the phone, and then what do you plan to do? Because you have given us a list of witnesses, and it seems to me now the only witness who is now called by this inquiry is going to testify probably on Monday or Tuesday, and then thereafter what is to happen?
We have actually taken strides to get another witness, and the witness who was contacted by Advocate Mutsweni is Advocate Barnard. Unfortunately, he is around. He's in Pretoria. Advocate Mutsweni is going to consult with him this afternoon and get his statement, which statement we hope will be finalized before the end of business tomorrow.
My difficulty is that we work on hopes and then undertakings being made. We do not come to any fruition. And if we were to postpone this matter to a specific date, we should avoid a possible future disruptions, where we are going to be told witnesses are not available and then we have to adjourn again and postpone. And as I said on Monday, we cannot tell you how to lead your witnesses. If the witnesses are there, please prepare them, exchange statements. If the witnesses are not there, simply close your case. Because we cannot work on this procrastination without knowing whether we are finishing this inquiry or not. Because by the end of February, we should have made some progress. And now, do you want the postponement? To which date?
I will not be able to say that at the moment before I confer with my colleagues. May Madam Chair grant us an indulgence to confer with my colleagues.
Because to adjourn for a short while, because we have to postpone to a specific date, so that once we start with any of the witnesses, all your witnesses must be lined up to finish your evidence, then to enable Advocate Chauke's team to also lead, and then you cross-examine. Remember, our time is getting reduced. So I think perhaps, subject to what my sisters think, we will adjourn just for a few minutes, and then give you a chance to let us know to which date do we postpone the further hearing of this matter.
We'll appreciate that, Madam Chair, a short adjournment.
Advocate Mhlamunyane, Advocate Riley is still with the NPA, am I correct? Am I correct that Advocate Riley is still with the NPA?
Indeed, I'm made to believe she's still with the NPA.
Yeah. Now,
to the best of my knowledge.
Thank you. When you discuss with your team, remember that if you are unable to get hold of Advocate Riley directly, there are other ways of getting hold of him as an employee, or her, I beg your pardon, of her as an employee of the NPA. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, thank you, my sister. Might I also add, Advocate Mhlamunyane, most of your witnesses are officers of court who are advocates in the NPA. They can prepare their statements. Wherever they are, they can start in the comfort of their offices or in the comfort of their homes. They can prepare their statements and then meet with you, in which event you will need not a long time to finalize those statements. They're better placed to write their own statements so that you can then start lining up your witnesses. All of them, those advocates we have listed as potential witnesses, you may give them the carte blanche to prepare their own statements. And then arrange for consultation. You can even maybe try to have consultation online with them without necessarily having to drive out of the province. This is a suggestion that I make to you, evidence leaders, to consider. I suppose that is doable. Council?
It should be, Madam Chair.
And remember, in respect of all witnesses that you are consulting with and whose statements would have been finalized, such statements must be filed of record and be exchanged with the parties, the NPA and Advocate Chauke. Thank you, Council, and all of you. There is another matter that we should place on record. All of you will remember that the time allocated to this inquiry was 4 months. The 4 months, when you look at the date of publication, expires today. We had requested an extension of the period allocated by the President. A short while ago, after our discussion, the Minister called to confirm that the President has signed a document signifying his consent to extend the term of this inquiry. We had requested, given the fact that only one witness has so far testified in chief and is still under cross-examination, and also given the list of witnesses that you provided for, we anticipated that we will probably need up to June to finalize the hearings and prepare the report. We are told that the President has agreed. The publication will happen in due course, and the email should be reaching the Registrar's Office. We thought that we should make this announcement. We have no doubt, and we have no reason to doubt the correctness of the ministerial message communication. In that event, it means we have to determine a date to which we postpone this matter. We will therefore adjourn these proceedings and so that we can speak and then let us know, then we can postpone to a specific date when we will be proceeding with the hearing of argument. In the meantime, I suppose all other matters pending in respect of the matter of Advocate Batoy, which were discussed extensively on Monday, will be dealt with properly. Remember, Advocate Batoy is still under cross-examination, and at some stage, we should be told, whilst we are calling other witnesses, as to what is going to happen in respect of her testimony. We cannot leave it hanging forever. Someone will have to report to us about the status of her evidence and what has happened in relation to those matters that we were told were going to be looked into by Advocate Skosana. We will adjourn for a few minutes and then send our researchers to let us know when you are ready with the date.
We will do so, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We'll
Thank
adjourn.
you.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Right. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2. Right though. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4